restaurant business, okay? I was always in the kitchen. So, I decided as a brainchild, why not figure out how to incorporate both of them into one thing by using emojis and memes. How are they the same? Ask yourself. You say customer service, leadership, right? Usually when we go through these classes and this training, there's always either customer service training or leadership training. How are they the same? Well, if you think about it, anytime you experience great customer service at a restaurant, at a dealership, at Best Buy, or wherever you guys go spend your money at, and you get great customer service, what's the first thing you want to do? You know what, let me talk to your manager. Tell them how good you are, right? So the manager comes out, hey, how you doing? Tell me about it. You sell it, right? Oh, this guy she gave such great customers. I just want you to know. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming to my establishment. I appreciate you so much. Now, if somebody gives you bad customer service, what's the first thing you say? I want to talk to your manager. Manager comes out. What happened? Oh, I got such terrible customer service. Your job is to smooth everything over. How do you do that? I want everybody to take this number down. And I'll be touching base with you guys later because I don't have any of you saved in my phone. I'm not going to know who it's coming from. So what I want you to do is I ask you questions. I want you to send me the first emoji that you feel will answer that, right? So I want you to use this as common practice. Think about it, those who have kids, those who have young employees. How do you respond to them in these messages that you send when you're trying to get something across? I don't care what they are. If you have memes saved in your phone on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, send them to me. I want to see what you guys are thinking. So, goes back to what is customer service and what is leadership, right? Customer service is the ability to provide great customer service. Give somebody an experience that they're going to want to keep coming back for, right? What is great leadership? Being able to use all the abilities of customer service to provide leadership. You can't teach somebody how to be a great customer service agent, great customer service liaison without being a great leader. We all as leaders have gone through the ranks of customer service, being the OSAs. Somebody in the copy room, somebody pushing me. That's how I started. Pushing me. I was a jock. I liked to play football, so I didn't like sitting down. I didn't even like dressing up, so I had to learn great customer service. Customer service is what? Customer friendly, support, innovative, positive, precise, timely. All those things are what you put together for service, customer service, right? Now, if you read this, and you say, how does that apply to management? How does that apply to leadership? All the same things apply, right? Would you agree? I would. I made it. So, try not, do, or do not. There is no try. Either you are providing it, or you're not providing it. The excuse that most people give is, I tried. I was trying, but we know, at the end of the day, when we get that phone call from Vicky, you can't say, I tried. You just didn't deliver. So if it's good enough for Yoda, it's good enough for me, right? What is leadership? Great leaders are intellect, honest, creative, confident, driven, and courageous, right? All the same attributes to provide great customer service. If you're going to be a great customer service, you're going to be a great intake specialist, you're going to be a great mail cart person, or whatever you want to call these people. You want to be a great hospitality person, you got to have all the same attributes as a great leader. Aristotle, he who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Goes back to my point. Customer service and leadership. You have to know great customer service in order to be a great leader. They're all the same. So, who is Yoda? Yoda's Aristotle. Good for Aristotle? Good enough for me. Yeah, that's deep. It is deep. So, what does it take to be a good leader, a great customer service person, right? You say to yourself, patience, tentativeness, clear communication skills, knowledge of the product, ability to use positive language, acting skills. I want everybody to focus on acting skills. Time management skills, ability to read customers, a calm presence, goal-oriented focus, ability to handle surprises, persuasion skills, tenacity, closing ability, and willingness to learn. Right? Now, can you look at this list and say, out of these 15 attributes, one applies more to the other, being customer service or leadership? If you can, yell it out, and I want you to write it down. Anybody? Leadership, customer service, which one is more important?
Customer service.
Customer service is more important. Now, out of these 15, which is the one that is the most important in customer service?
I would say
Clear communication skills.
Write it down.
Attentiveness.
Attentiveness, I
Wait,
think.
let's let her finish. We don't want to confuse her.
I know what emoji I'm gonna send you.
Well, it's actually a hand.
What was the next one?
Hand emoji.
What was the next one?
They said attentiveness.
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 Now, I'm just going to go with 4. Now, we're focusing on customer service right now.
Number 11.
Number 8, too.
Come on now, what is number 8?
Ability to read the customer.
Thank you. Clear communication. That's what I like. Write that one down.
Number 11.
Number 8.
Pick the longest one so she can write one. Number 11 is next.
Vanna White's on the board.
Our last one.
Ability to
Customer
handle
service.
surprises.
All right. Ability to handle surprises is the last one for customer service. Now I want 4 of the most important for leadership.
Calm
Cool.
presence.
Calm presence. Let's draw a line right
Number 7, time management skills.
there. Wait. We got calm and presence.
Let me get that.
Take a number 7, large.
Supersizes?
Yes, super size.
I want that with fries.
I'm gonna go with acting skills, number 6.
It's
Acting skills.
Number 6, yeah.
communication skills.
Well, we already used clear communication.
Oh.
Now
I think willingness.
reminder, I asked you,
Number 10.
out of the 2, which is the most important?
Number 10.
Wait. Okay, so the second one after a calm presence is
I'd say acting skills.
acting skills.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you feel like shaking the hell out of an employee, but
Oh,
you act
Willing-
calm, right?
Willingness
You
to
act
learn.
calm.
What's the third one?
Goal oriented.
Willingness.
Willingness to learn.
Yeah, because you got to learn your customers and your client and your employees.
I think the most important is goal oriented.
I just need one more.
Goal oriented.
Go oriented, right? Go oriented. All right. So, for customer service, we have clear communication skills, attentiveness, ability to read customers, ability to handle surprises. These are from our group. These are more important on the customer service side. The leadership is a calm presence, acting skills, willingness to learn, goal-oriented. Those are the most important on the leadership side. My goal today is to erase this line and show you how they apply both ways. When you talk, you only repeat what you know. But when you listen, you learn something new. Right? Customer service. If you're talking too much, you're not what?
Listening.
Having clear communication skills. You're not listening. You're not being attentive. You're not taking the ability to read the customer. Right? Now, this could go for management as well, right? You come out, you're trying to defend your employee. You're talking too much. You're not learning. So, Yoda, Aristotle, Dalai Lama, they're all saying the same thing. So, give me an example of bad customer service that you've experienced, or one that just happens every day and you guys know it happens every day. Just bad customer service. Doesn't have to be at work, doesn't have to be, it could be personal.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was focused on something else.
That's all right.
That's
That's
a
an
perfect
example.
example.
That's a great
Right
example.
there.
Right? That's bad customer service, right?
I
So-
ordered steak and eggs and I got some fries and bread.
That's a complaint. We're talking about customer service
There you
because
go.
you were delivered the food, you just got the wrong order. Right?
But they wasn't listening.
Exactly. So, how would we handle that? Clear communication skills, right? Attentiveness, ability to read the customer, ability to handle surprises. Now, when that happens, is there anything down here that you would use to help any of these out? Just call them out.
Acting skills?
Acting skills, right? To be a great customer service, you gotta be a great actor because you don't like these people sometimes. And you know they don't like you.
No?
Right? And a lot of people get bad customer service because they don't know how to deal with their acting skills, right? Because we all know we're not who we are when we come to work. We're cool with everybody that we're cool with, but we ain't Jonathan's. We ain't the Renee's. We're not the guys that we are when we go home, right? Because we have filters. We've learned how to do that, right? As leaders, by learning first this part and using some of this and figuring out how to do it together, right? Give me an example of bad leadership.
Trump.
Great example, right? Is he failing in any of these?
Lack of communication skills.
Presence, willingness to learn.
His acting skills.
Clear communication,
He's got great acting
right?
skills.
Ability to read, ability to handle surprises. He can't handle any of those, but he is the leader of the free world.
Not for long.
Right? Now, how do we solve that? Right?
Peach.
We teach people how to use these things. So, goes back to my next point. You can't get bad customer service if you don't give service at all. Right? Can't be a bad leader if you don't provide leadership.
Yeah.
Some people are in leadership just because they kind of fell into the role. We all have experienced a bad leader, right? And what do we do to improve that? We practice all of these attributes, right? We erase this line and we create a concoction, right, of actions that help best suit us, right? What works for me doesn't work for you. What works for you might not work for me. However, if you can hone in on some of these skills, you may be able to provide great customer service by being a great leader. So, give me an example of using these attributes, how you provide great customer service. Let's just say at the county center, somebody comes in complaining, just they got the job wrong. You're just at the counter, you're an intake specialist. How do you handle that?
Use your calming presence first.
Then what?
Then you communicate.
Okay?
And you listen, willing to learn them by listening to what their complaints are and what was wrong with the job.
Right?
Attentiveness.
And your
And
goal
use your
is to
experience part of
fix it.
learning. Yeah.
All right. Now, let's say the manager, you're the one that encounters that. How do you handle that?
The first one is to be a calming presence,
All right?
because you calm the situation.
Okay?
Then you communicate.
The same way.
Right. So let me ask you a question. If you go into a store, let's just say you go into like a Best Buy or a Kohl's department store. People don't have nothing on but a name tag. And you come in with a complaint and you experience all of this. Are you able to say that that person just gave you great customer service? Are you able to say that that person's a great leader or they're practicing great leadership skills? Are you able to discern that? Just by your interaction. See, it's a tricky question. There's no right or wrong answer for it, right? I've experienced this sometimes in my deliberations with customer service, to where I may have encountered somebody who handled the situation so good that I want to say, man, you know what? Let me talk to your manager. I am the manager. Oh, that makes sense, right? Or let me talk to your manager. Sir, there is no manager. I can help you. But you provided great customer service for me. Have you ever thought about getting into leadership? Have you thought about getting into management? We've all had this question, right? been at a restaurant, been at a store, be like, man, you'll be good at what we like to do, right? So there are some companies that do customer service, and there are companies that really do customer service. I like to think Williams Lee and everybody in this room are these guys. We are the companies that really do customer service. And we do customer service because it's not about the service, but it's about the customer, right? It's always about the customer. It doesn't matter if you're a leader, if you're an OA, if you're somebody delivering bread. It's all about the customer. And in order to get people to follow you in leadership, you have to be able to explain to them how to use these attributes and view themselves as a leader, because at the end of the day, their role is to be the leader in their position, right? You get hung up on titles and things like that. However, it's all about the customer. So if you get people to understand that it's not just about customer service, it's also about being a great leader. And you have to be a leader of yourself, your brand, who you are. You have to be able to provide both, because at the end of the day, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, nobody's going to be able to tell. If you're the manager, if you're the OA, right? Your employees should be a great reflection of who you are. And who you are should be somebody who has figured out how to use all of these great customer service abilities to be a great leader. So what have we learned? Awesome ends in me. It's no coincidence. I don't think so. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think I'm great. But that's because I've learned how to use all of these attributes in learning how to be a great leader. There's a lot of things on this list that I wasn't good at. Some of them I'm still not good at. But
Willingness to learn.
Because I have honed in on one great one, nobody can tell where I fell at another one. That's great customer service. That is great leadership. And that is what I want you guys to understand about customer service and leadership. When you decide to go and have a conversation with your employees, how would you communicate that to them, right? How do you have that conversation? What emoji would you use if you had to do it? Because, I mean, I'm sure we have a lot of young people on our staff, right? A lot of people who like going on Instagram and showing memes and, hey, and if they see it, it means a whole lot to them, right? They can interpret a meme into a conversation that'll last 30 minutes to an hour, right? You don't know how that happens. We're of this world, but we're before it, right? We know, you just said Windows 95. You had to pull up the operating system of Windows 95 for some of your employees. They'd be lost. However, you know how to navigate through the operating system to provide a service that at the end of the day, it's about the customer. And because you're a great leader, nobody's going to be able to know whether or not it was you, it was her, or her. It's the company that provides great customer service and leadership.
Ooh, let me pay my money.